Hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. It's been a while. Let me fix my hat here. Oops. I want to talk about creativity. I've been reconnecting with doing my wait a minute, is that okay? How do you all like these hats? Is that cool? What's up? I'm just being goofy. Let me get it right. Okay, you see the granny square? Yeah. I have been back to doing creative things. I don't know, I got out of the inspiration of it all. Does that happen to you when you stop doing the things that, the creative things? Let me know in the comment section. Are you a fiber artist? Because I've been doing these hats with just yarn that's been around, and I hadn't been doing things in a long time. I don't know what that is. It's an ebb and a flow, right? So if you're a fiber artist, let me know. Do you crochet? Do you knit? I know my daughter and I, we talk about these things a lot because I taught her to knit and crochet when she was 7 years old. Because I saw her playing with the Game Boy, just always with the Game Boy. And I said, I don't want her just doing that only. I want her to do creative things with her hands. So I taught her the fiber arts, which were taught to me by my Aunt Eleanor. I love my Aunt Eleanor. She has gone on to glory, but she is the one that taught me this art. She used to make me and my cousin Jill these beautiful ponchos. Do you remember ponchos? And, growing up in Philadelphia, shout out to Philly, you all Jawns, I love you. But growing up in Philly, when I was in elementary school, and by the way, I'm Gen X all day, so we would take our ponchos, me and Jilly from Philly, what's up? I know you don't watch my stuff. That's another story, but anyway. Jilly from Philly, we would have our cute ponchos, you wear them, and then she had the ties with the pom-pom at the end, and we would take them and we would pull them down over our, waist, and they would be like a skirt. Did you do that too? If you did, let me know. So we knit and crochet. So my Aunt Eleanor taught me both. So if you do both, let me know that as well, because my daughter and I, what we noticed, because I taught her to knit also, and when you have the two arts, it's weird because, okay, I'm just gonna say it because I don't care anymore. If you get offended, sorry, but I'm not sorry. So when we would go inside those little bougie, fiber boutiques, a lot of them have closed down. Yeah, they're not doing well. The economy, I won't talk about that right now. But we would go to the yarn boutiques, and the women that are in those spaces, they're very haughty. They feel like knitting is very elite. Do you know what I mean? So knitting, when you go inside those boutiques, they have fiber that's natural, alpaca, silk, and merino, and all of the natural fibers, and the stuff is expensive. If you know, you know. And they just have sort of a chip on their shoulder, okay? So then when you go to Hobby Lobby and Michael's, you get yarn to crochet with, okay? And that's what crocheters tend to do. They buy their yarn wherever. It's not like I have to go to a snobby boutique, okay? And listen, I'm not trying to down the snobby boutiques because I hung out in a lot of them. I call it the knitter Raleigh. So yeah, when I lived in LA, I hung out in some really elite knitting studios and boutiques. I would go to one in Studio City that Julia Roberts allegedly, you have to say allegedly, she would shut the whole thing down when she came through. And I like the people that owned that particular yarn boutique. They were nice to me. But, you know, it was like inside the knitterali circles, they were known to not be very nice. And that was like something common. There was another knitting shop up in Thousand Oaks, because I lived in Thousand Oaks. So there was another two up there. And what was I'm not going to name names, but one of the ladies, like, she intimidated people. She was from another country and she had her accent and she intimidated a lot of people. She had great yarns and she was a master knitter, if you want to say. So I wasn't intimidated by her. You know how I am. I don't care. I can be around elite people. I don't care. I will come up in your little knitting boutique and look, what's up? What's up, right? I would infiltrate those little spaces. I'd be the only one, you know, of my hue. And it's not always about race, but yes, okay, I'd be the only one. And I can be in spaces where I'm the only one. If any of you knitteralies out there from Thousand Oaks are listening, they don't pay me any attention either. I'm an outcast. But in that circle, you know, I was knitting with the best of them, you know. There were a lot of Jewish women, and, you know, I could, you know, talk to them as well. You know, I had a Jewish mom, Jewish stepmom, so it's like, when they see me coming through, it's like, what the hell, you know, like, because I can talk, you know, among the tribe, and, yeah, so I knit with them. One of them, however, oh my God, I'm not going to name your name. She has a business out there in Thousand Oaks, Westlake Village, whatever. But, oh my goodness, she pissed me off one day because she was from Israel. Listen, look, don't start the anti-Semitism BS, because I'm not falling for that anymore. It will not shut me up. So, this woman from Israel, she had a business in Westlake Village. She started to say the most heinous things, and everybody, like, you could hear a pin drop, a needle drop, when she was starting in on something very ignorant. And everybody was like, oh my God, they all looked at me like, what's about to happen? Are we about to have like Rodney King 3.0 out here? But, you know, this is what she said. She said that the Ethiopian Jews that, you know, make their aliyah back in Israel, she had the audacity, okay, I'm not going to clap. She had the audacity. It's hard. I'm from Philly, so our hands, we talk with our hands. Okay, I'll put them right here. She had the audacity to say in front of me that the Ethiopian Jews didn't have good hygiene and basically were not civilized when they made their aliyah back to Israel. And they had to teach the Ethiopians basic hygiene. I was like, what did I just hear you say? I mean, I didn't make a scene or anything, but I was like, what? Because I traveled to Ethiopia. Shout out to my Habesha brothers and sisters. Look, you know what it is. I'm your outspoken sister, okay? I don't care. I'm not, you know, politically correct. But someone's doing the lawn. If you hear a lot of noise, I'm sorry. So I traveled to Ethiopia. I love Ethiopia. How dare you say that in front of me? Are you kidding? So I had to give her a nice, dignified lesson. I had to reintroduce myself, which sometimes you will have to do. You know, reintroduce yourself to people and let them know what you expect, respect, and you will get respect. Okay? It is earned. Now, that was so highly inappropriate, and it turned me so far off of this person when she said such a thing. And she said some other nasty things that I let slide. But, you know, I had to check her right there on the don't come for the Ethiopians, okay? Don't do it. Just don't, okay? That, not in front of me. All right. So anyway, I've been doing this artsy thing again. Oh, listen, if it cuts off, the rest of it will be on my YouTubes. I'll put the things on the thing. So if you want to follow my YouTubes, I'll have it in the thing, because it cuts off at, I didn't know I was talking so long. So anyway, where was I? Okay, I was just saying, oh, back to the creative thing. My daughter and I, we have the same issues with, you know, the knitting and crocheting. She does it like, okay, you talk about the student becomes the teacher. She surpassed me with knowledge, like the mathematics, you know, really geeky part of the knitting and crocheting. She's deeper into the rabbit hole of that. I am, you know, I struggle with some of that higher level stuff, okay? It's just, let's keep it simple. And, you know, we get into our places where we don't do it for a while, then you pick it back up and you're like, why did I stop doing this? Because it's so healing. It's very good for you. It's very good for your mind and, you know, everything. It's just, look it up. It's good for the brain. And yeah, she was telling me I should do more of my artistic things, like pick back up with it. And I do that even with my father. I was trying to tell him like to do his art again, because he does art. He's self-taught. He did portraits that hung in the White House, you know, but then he tells me that my artwork, listen, are you ready? Oh my God, you talk about a blunt person. My father told me my artwork, like my painting and drawing, is very primitive. So it's very primitive. What are you gonna do? Yeah, so you want to see some of my primitive artwork? I was doing this artwork when I lived out in Cali, and I had just gotten over being really sick. Oh my goodness, I almost died. I was at Cedars-Sinai and the whole thing. I worked at Cedars-Sinai. Shout out to you all, whoever's still bothering with me. I'm not politically correct, remember? Okay, I'm the nurse that, you know, said that the thing wasn't the thing. Don't do the thing. I'm not popular in certain circles. I don't do this for that. I don't want popularity. Who cares, right? So anyway, I was doing creative things as I was recuperating from almost dying. Yeah. And so some of it I'll show you. This is what my dad calls primitive. But I'm going to pick it back up. I'm going to pick up my needles and my paintbrushes and, you know, get back into it. All right, so I will show you a few pieces of my primitive artwork. This is like a nursing thing. Please don't decode anything. I didn't mean anything. No Illuminati symbols or anything, okay? But if you do decode anything, let me know, okay? Oops. Uh-oh, look at what that is. Now, this is back in 2013, okay? So this is a nursey nurse. You see all the stuff, the magic pills. Oh my God, I used to work for Big Pharma. And you see the thing? Oops. Okay, so there's my nurse. She has like a little flip hairstyle. You know, I'm a Gen Xer. I watched That Girl. Who knows that reference? That Girl. Oh, this one. Now, I'm gonna, if you have any criticisms of the artwork, let me know, but just be nice, please. Don't try to hurt my feelings, like, wow. Okay, so anyway, this one is kind of an homage to Diana Ross, the boss. And, you know, I didn't finish the sequins. Yeah, I do mixed media, okay? If that's what it's called, if I remember my art lessons from Philadelphia Public School, C.W. Henry. We used to have art lessons. Yeah, I could tell you a story about something that happened to our art teacher. I'm so sorry. I was like a bystander, but oh my goodness, the kids, we had a mixture of kids in C.W. Henry. They came from all over Germantown, Mount Airy, a whole mix, hodgepodge. Well, some of these kids were kind of from the rougher part of the town, and they beat the art teacher up. It was like they started wilding, and just everything just started to build up, and they were like throwing glue in her hair, paint, supplies. It was just like, oh my God, we're like the kids, like my group of kids. We're like the Cosby kids, you know, the Cosby black kids. So we're like, whoa, we're scared. We're terrified because these kids were the rough kids, and then mix in the Cosby type of kids. You know, I hung out with a lot of the black boule. You know, I come from that black boule family stuff. We'll talk about the black boule. I'll be talking about that soon, okay? If you want to stick around and look out for that, I will be talking about the black boule. I'm not a Greek, I'm a geek, okay? Not a Greek, I'm a geek. So anyway, what was I saying? Where was I? Oh, it'll come back to me. Oh, the art teacher. So they beat the art teacher up. I'm talking, this is elementary school. I'm sorry if you guys get mad at me, whoever is going to hear this from C.W. Henry, and you know the incident that happened, okay, with the art teacher. They beat the bejesus out of this woman. It was unbelievable, and we were traumatized. We were all in like a group trauma or something. Like we just, you know, we didn't know what to do. It was a whole legal thing. Oh my goodness. But they were underage kids, you know. I don't know really all that happened with that, because I was very naive. I was very sheltered, you know. Anyway, I was an only child. It was really hard, and my parents sheltered me too much. Okay, so listen, back to this one. Okay, so this is kind of a mixed media. That's why I got on that subject. Okay, you see the sequins? Look at that, shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. So yeah, I was gonna do like sequins hair. This is a shout out to you, Diana Ross, the boss, because she was the boss when I was growing up, Diana Ross. So you see the microphone, the mic. Yeah, so that was my Diana Ross. And remember, my father said that my art is primitive, okay? So I'm just showing you all the primitive art that I did. So 2013. So this is another one. You see the subway? Shout out to SEPTA. I rode on the SEPTA for a little bit, yeah. Okay, so I'll show you some more. How about that? Ooh. How about that? I don't know. This is unfinished, this one. That's unfinished. You know, I'm going to get back to it. She told me, like, pick it up again. I think I will. So, okay, this is another. So, another. Ah, here's one. They all look the same, right? I know. This is like an airplane, you know, airplane tail. I used to like to travel a lot. Now I only like to travel local stuff. So here's another. This is like a glamper, like a Airstream. See it? Airstream. And all criticism, just please be nice. All right, this one is like a bicycling. I just have to finish them. They're kind of unfinished. Kind of, I don't know. This one, I was on some sort of thing with that one. This is kind of a wedding, not kind of, let me stop saying, this is a wedding scene. See the cake? So I did that with mixed media. Look at that with a flower. I don't know what you would call that. I've got to remember the names for this kind of art. It's kind of cartoonish, right? Cartoon or coloring book. I think it's called coloring book. This is kind of like coloring book. And another couple. Bespeckled. This is kind of an earlier one when I was kind of just picking this stuff back up, because you stop art. I used to be into art a lot when I was younger, so that was like really, this is more of a, oh, I should have told you the stuff I would, this is a water paint, watercolor, and some of them are it's called gouache, I think, is that correct? Gouache paint. So this one has sequins too. She's a DJ. If you can see the headphones and all the little DJ equipment. And if you know what that right there is, do you remember? If you're Gen X, you will know. And, oh, this is like a little art show, right? So this is mixed media. See the elephant, and the lip says Madras, India. And oh, this was it has something written on it. I don't know, I was writing notes on this one, but it's like a little Ethiopian boy. And then this one is a scientist. Oh, science! And you see the lab. Lab as in laboratory. You see the pun, kind of. It's corny, but yes. And then here we have an ode to mermaids. Yes, mermaids. So, yeah, don't get into the water spirit thing. I don't want to talk about that, but yeah, mermaids. I was into the mermaids. So this one here is Einstein. I've changed my opinion on Einstein and science. I really have. We'll talk about it one day. Here's one. This is I think this is the crayons. So that's a crayon. Here is one of the earlier ones. Now this one I painted out of coffee. All of the colors on this are coffee. It's not a one-eyed Illuminati, please. Then here is sort of a, well, not sort of, this is Jonah in the whale. Can you kind of get the inside the whale? Because he didn't want to go to Nineveh. And this is like sisters, not like, sisters. And have a boat, sort of a boat. Yeah, I should finish these, you know, like put more color, just finish them. Okay, this is Dorothy and the red slippers. Got that? Dorothy. This is funny, I didn't know I'd have an art show. Oh, this is Little Red Riding Hood. Look at that. And the wolf. Woof, woof, woof. And then here are three sisters. Three sisters. And we will stop the art show with this. I don't think I need to explain much. I think this would be current mood. Current mood. Current mood. Only thing is, we would put it upside down. Current mood. Thanks for watching my impromptu art gallery. Who knew? I'll get back into it. I'll keep you posted. Keep you posted on all the creative things. thank my daughter for putting that fire under me, like, do some more creative things. So I'm going to. If you're going to recommit to that, let me know. I'd love to hear in the comments. I'll see you, and I will have another video upload. Like I told you, I want to talk about the black boule. Check it out.